Hello, friends. Welcome to today's devotion, Psalm 126. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dream. Then our mouth was filled with laughter, and our tongue with shouts of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we rejoiced. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the watercourses in the Negeb. May those who sow in tears reap with shouts of joy, and those who go out weeping, bearing the seeds for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, carrying their sheaves. Another short psalm, one of the songs of ascent, and this one, it sounds like, is a remembrance of a time in the past when God had restored the fortunes of the people of Israel, the people of Jerusalem. Not exactly sure historically what the reference is to, but God restored their fortunes, and they celebrated and rejoiced and with shouts of joy, and their mouths were filled with laughter. And it was said among the nations, the Lord did great things for them. But they find themselves, if you look at verse 4, again in a situation where they are praying for restoration, praying for relief from some trial that they are facing, whatever that might be. And like the water courses in the Negeb was a dry riverbed. In the summertime, it was bone dry, but when the rains came in the spring, it was a torrent of water. So there's this metaphorical sort of dryness, parched land, and then overflowing with an abundance of water. It's kind of metaphorical in the sense that the prayer is a remembrance of a time when that happened, and then a prayer to a trustworthy and steadfast God that will happen once again. And then there's that sense of hope that the people have, that those who sow in tears will reap with shouts of joy, and those who go out weeping and sowing seeds will come back with their arms full of the rich produce that God has provided for them. So it is a symbolic of how life is for all of us, I think. There are times when things are going great, and then there's times when things are not going great, and that's just the cycle of life. It's a roller coaster at times of good and bad. And a good lesson for us is to, in those times when things are going well, to speak out and shout out with songs of joy, and to have our mouths filled with laughter, instead of just waiting for the next time something bad is going to happen. Sort of living in the moment in terms of enjoying the blessings and the benefits of things in our life when they are going well, because you never know how long they're going to last, and that's just a reality and a truth as well. But if you're focused on when the shoe's going to drop, so to speak, and things are going to turn for the worse, then you really don't have an opportunity to enjoy the good things that are happening in your life. And life isn't always one or the other, good or bad. It can be a mix of both things. So it's also a good reminder to think about the good things that are happening and not focused on those challenges, trials, or whatever it is that we're facing. And then the second half of that, the other side of the coin for this, is when things aren't going great, that we can at least trust in God and put our hope in God and cry out to God, that we will be delivered in a similar manner as the people in this, the people that are being, or the psalmist who wrote this is having that sense of hope, that things aren't always going to be that bad, that there is hope for a better time, a better day, and a better moments will come in our life, and the trials don't last forever. And that is very true. And even though sometimes, at the end of somebody's life, it might seem that a trial doesn't end, and obviously, sometimes those end tragically in death, but the rejoicing that comes after that is for the eternal salvation that we have. So even at death, we are victorious because of what Christ has done for us. And so we always have hope in that, even if the hope isn't for the things that will happen, or the circumstances in our lives won't change immediately or even before the end. We can still have hope for what is to come in the end. And so that's a strength for us. That's something that is foundational for us in our faith. So for me, it's just the reminder that enjoy the good things in life, because there are always good things that are happening in life. Don't worry about the things that aren't going well or what is to come, but live in the moment, live with joy and live with happiness for the blessings that we do have. And then when those trials do come, hope in the promises and trust in God, cry out to God, and know that you're not alone in those moments, that you're not suffering and not experiencing trials apart from God, that He is always present with us in those things. So wherever you are in this moment in time, certainly there are trials. There's a trial that we're all facing in this pandemic that could easily draw us away from the blessings that we do have. It's easy to get focused and wrapped up in all of the pandemic and quarantining and fear even of contracting the virus, but there is much more to life than what is going on at that point, or at this point in our life. There are always going to be blessings. Focus on those things and give thanks to God. That's our devotion for today. Tomorrow, Psalm 127. Until then, be well.